Now we're going to look at walkthrough 1, which is tied to exercise 1, where we'll be adding pseudo classes to our code. Again, the instructions for this is below the video. Follow it step by step. But first, again, we highly recommend observe how we first do it and then code on your own. Alright, so you know the drill by now. We're going to open up our website folder in brackets, and we're going to preview our site. Currently it looks like this. We want it to look like this. And the first thing we're going to do is we've created an anchor tag before. Right around here about line 28, it might be different for you, and that's fine. We're going to add a pseudo class to this called link. And to do that, you do the colon and link. Command S or Control S to save your file, or file, save. And notice nothing's really changed, except now this color has gone blank, and you'll see why. And then we're going to do text, decoration, none. And what this does initially, as you saw, it removes the underline from all of our links. Before, our links were all underlined, now none of them are. So that's the first pseudo class we've targeted. The next pseudo class that we're going to target is link visited. So we're going to create an anchor tag, and we're going to assign it the pseudo class of visited. And the rules we're going to give it will be text decoration, none, and the color of silver. Because before, when we visited, we got this darkish blue. Now when we visit any link, it will be silver, it will be consistent. And again, this is global in scope. You'll hear of this thing called scope encoding. So this will affect all of our links on our website right now. The next pseudo class we're going to target will be active. So we'll do A, which is our selector tag, active. And we just want the text decoration to be none. And text decoration is an important property. Some of its values is underline. And you can Google more and learn about the text decoration property. And then lastly, what we're going to touch on is hover. So A, hover. And when we hover over, we also want a text decoration, but this time we want it underlined. And we want a specific color that we've assigned you, which is FF9900. Let's save. Let's refresh our page right now. And notice when we hover over, we get this nice orange yellowish color. And again, let's inspect it. Let's turn on these hover states. First, we have to select the element we want to test, and then click hover. Look at that. So great job so far. But notice now all our links are gray. It's sort of hard to read in our paragraph. So let's style all the links in our paragraph. So we found our paragraph tag, and what we want to do is create a parent and a child element here. So we want to use paragraph as a parent, and then all the links within our paragraph will be the children. And to do that, we write P, A, and then we want this to be links. So we're going to write link. we want text decoration of underline. Let's refresh. And notice now all our links are underlined. And let's just test this out. See, we can turn it on and off. We want our font weight to be bold. And we want our color to stand out more. So we'll try Firebrick. Let's reload this. Make sure you save. I hit Command S so it saves quickly. And look at that. It's much more readable now. Silver is good for this color, but silver is hard to read. But Firebrick is much easier to read. And the last CSS rule that we'll add will be for a link that's visited. Because right now if we toggle visited, here we'll see it turns gray. We don't want that. It's hard to read. So we're going to create a paragraph selector with its child of an anchor and a pseudo class of visited. And we just want the color to be Firebrick. You'll save that. Let's refresh our page. Command R to refresh, Control R. And let's test this state now. When I visit, it's Firebrick. And all links are Firebrick. And this is just a matter of aesthetics as well. You may wonder, why am I using Firebrick twice or silver twice? But a lot of it is aesthetics for something we call user interface and user design, UI UX. And it's because we have to keep our user in mind here, that we don't want too many colors all over the place. We want to keep it consistent. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to create a hover selector so that we can know which page that we're on. For example, on contact, if I'm on this page, see it lights up orange. If I'm on home, it lights up orange as well. And let's just look at the code real quick. And what we're going to do is we're going to write that code right under our tags. We should put a little comment, a note. Allows us to see which page we're on. And you might have noticed we have a class of active, but there's no space in between it the way it's written. And we'll go into why. Let's finish right now this rule. See? And if we had a contact page, it would be highlighted. But notice what happens if I remove the space. It does not work. Let's inspect this element. And that's because there's a class in the anchor tag. It's specific to the anchor tag, and that's why we use no space. Or else it will get overwritten by all our previous CSS rules. So this is just a neat little trick. It's the first time we've used this, but there'll be other little times where you want to apply and where you want to force a specific rule to take precedence over any other rules. So that's it for pseudo classes.